Hey guys, it's Spooky Noodles, and your favorite lounging person is here with another collection. And this collection is a little bit smaller than my Richard Lehman collection, and my Bentley Little collection isn't big yet, but it's going to be big soon. So, I know probably y'all are like, what kind of collections are these? These aren't even big, whatever. I was just wanting to display the books I own. And the Richard Lehman collection was like, I don't know, 14, 15 books. And I have two on the way. So, yeah. But I thought I'd share with you guys my John Saul collection. And, yeah, maybe even show you a new book I got. But, of course, I gotta walk all the way over there to get that book, so if I do that, you better appreciate it. Alright, well, we're gonna start off with this first book I found at John King bookstore, and that is John Saul's Creature. This book is, well, must be about a creature. Let's see here. A powerful high-tech company, sorry about that. A powerful high-tech company, a postcard pretty company town, families, children, sunshine, happiness, a high school football team that never ever loses, and something else, something horrible. Now there is a new family in town, a shy, nature-loving teenager, a new hometown, a new set of bullies. Maybe the team's sports clinic can help him, rebuild him. Then they won't hurt him again. They won't dare. That's the creature. Or just creature, my bad. Keep wanting to say the creature, I don't know. So that's the first book. Second one I found at a Salvation Army. And for a Salvation Army book, it's in pretty good shape. I've had better books I found there. Like, I found some really good books at Salvation Army in really good shape too. So I'm impressed by Salvation Army lately, but you have to go to the right Salvation Army, and you can never go back to the same Salvation Army, because once you go to one Salvation Army, you cleaned them out. You know, they're not gonna restock books. You know, they put them up when they get them. So, but this next book is I found in the Salvation Army. It's called Hellfire by John Saul. Okay. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had a little incident. Basically, dogs were being crazy, and I had to put them in the cage. They're in the cage right now, so if you hear them barking or something, I apologize. But this is Hellfire by John Saul, and the back. Alright, here we go. For 100 years, the old mill has stood silent, its dread secrets locked away and buried away from view. Still, the people of Westover, Massachusetts remember. Remember the whisper. Remember and whisper of that fateful day when horrifying flames claimed 11 innocent lives. The day the mill's iron doors slammed shut forever. Now Westover is a sleepy town tucked away beyond the interstate, but all but forgotten. Now the last of the once powerful Sturgis family dreams of reopening the mill. Now Philip Sturgis, I'm possibly saying his name wrong, is about to unlock the doors to the past and unleash an elemental fury. For beyond those doors, padlocked for so many years, deep within the dark, abandoned building, a terrible vengeance awaits, a vengeance conceived in hellfire. Now, this book I'm actually kind of excited for. None of these John Saul books really pop out at me, except for like this one and maybe one other. And we'll get to it in a second. But this book, I actually just I was like, John Saul, that sounds familiar. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got like 2 other books by him. And that's what kind of got me collecting him. So, you know, thanks to the Salvation Army find, you know. And it's in fair condition. I mean, none of the pages are ripped up. I mean, some of them are a little bent. Someone must have saved their page by bending the, you know, tips of them. But other than that, it's a pretty good reading copy. So, yeah, just like Creature, it's a good reading copy. Now this one is in pretty good, fair condition too. It's called Brainchild. I actually don't know what this one's about. I think I read it and I liked what it was about, so I got it. It says the terrifying new bestseller by author of Nathaniel and Suffer the Children. I don't think I have Suffer the Children, but I have Nathaniel. But anyways, let's see what this book's about. La Paloma. Let's start that over again. La Paloma, once home to a proud Spanish heritage, now a thriving modern community high in the California hills, where a boy named Alex is about to become the instrument of a terrible, undying vengeance. Alex needs a miracle. Alex Longsdale was one of the most popular kids in La Paloma. I am having trouble saying this word, dude. Until the horrifying car accident. Until a brilliant doctor's medical miracle brought him back from the brink of death. Now Alex has come back. Sorry, ghost just kicked over something. It was totally not my leg. He seems the same, but in eyes there is a terrible blankness. In his heart there is a coldness. And if his parents and his friends, his girlfriend, could see inside his brain, if they could see his dreams, they would be terrified. Now the people must die. I'm reading the big text ones on this one because it just seems like it's flowing. I didn't do that for Creature, and I didn't do that for Hellfire, but I'm doing it for this one. Anyways, 100 years ago in La Paloma, a terrible deed was done. A cry for vengeance pierced in the night. In dark and secret places in La Paloma, that evil lives still. The vengeance waits for Alex Longsdale, waits for the Brainchild. So that's pretty interesting. Next, like I said before, is Nathaniel by John Saul. I mean, it's a John Saul collection, right? So, and this one's a little bit longer, so you guys will have to hear my beautiful voice more. For a lot of these books kind of are the same, aren't they? Something 100 years ago. For 100 years, the people of Perry Bend have whispered the name in wonder and fear. Some say he is simply a folk tale, a legend created to frighten children on cold winter nights. Some swear he was a terrifying spirit returned to avenge the past. And soon, very soon, some will come to believe that Nathaniel lives still, darkly, terrifyingly real. For young Michael Hall, newly arrived in isolated Perry Bend, after having lost his father to a sudden tragic accident, Nathaniel is the voice that calls to him across the Perry night. The voice that draws him into the shadowy depths of the old crumbling barn, where he has been forbidden to go. The voice, chanting, compelling, he will follow faithfully beyond the edge of terror. So that's Nathaniel. That one sounded interesting to me. But is it in first person? Let me check. Also, there's like a musty smell of this book. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was owned by a smoker or something. I don't know. It's got like that old couch smell. I don't know if you know what that means. No, it's not in third person. Okay. Or first person. I've been finding a lot of first person books. Like, I found one called The Brass Halo, and it's very interesting to me. So that might be my next read. I keep telling myself I'm going to read Sean Hudson or Douglas Clegg, but I've been kind of finding these out of nowhere books that kind of are interesting. So now this book is in very good condition. It's called John Saul in big letters, and then The Presence. Alright, sorry. Beyond the sparkling Hawaiian beaches, masked by the deceptive beauty of the rainforest, evil awaits 16-year-old Michael Sandquist. Wait, wasn't the other kid named Michael? Or was it Mark Hall? It was either Mark Hall or Michael Hall. Let me look. Yeah, Michael Hall. Is it the same kid? No, not Michael Sandquist. He uses similar names. And his mother, Catherine, an anthropologist who has come to the islands to study unusual skeletal remains unearthed by volcanic flanks of Valiakala, Maui. Yet far below the black depths of the Pacific, and mysterious substance snakes through undiscovered fissure in the ocean floor, as nature itself seems to portend terror to come. I suck at reading though. To think this channel started off as a narration channel, it's crazy. Then, with the sudden, unexplained death of Michael's friend, a disturbing truth dawns. A corruption that is funding Catherine's dig as a far greater investment than she ever imagined. An investment in medical terror. And her son may be part of their hideous ground plan. That's the President's, and it's in good condition, y'all. Pretty good condition. I think this is the best conditioned book I own with John Saul. Now, I think this one I also got at either I won it in an auction or I got it at a Salvation Army, and that is Darkness by John Saul. There we go. Probably my little title card there. So, what is this book about? I'm not even gonna pretend like I know how to say this city. Gwen, Florida. A secluded little town at the edge of a vast, eerie swamp. Far from prying eyes. Far from the laws of civilization. Here folks live by their own rules. Dark rites of altars and infants, candles and blood. Years ago, the Andersons left town with a dream. Now they are back to live out a nightmare. Something has been waiting for them. Something unspeakably evil. It feeds on the young and the innocent, and soon it will draw their teenage daughter into the holy embrace. Darkness. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Alright, and last but not least, probably my least anticipated John Saul novel. So we're not really ending with a bang. And that would be The God Project by John Saul. Now let's read what the back says. And if I will do a top John Saul thing, not top best, but like a top most anticipated reads from John Saul after this. So I'll tell you which books by him I'm most interested in reading, which I've already told you number one, but you know, I'll put them in order from which ones I'm most excited to read about, and yeah, well, not in order. I'll just tell you like 3 books I'm very interested in reading and might read soon. But anyways, let's continue with the God Project here. With a remarkable record of 5 consecutive bestsellers. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, gotta skip that part. Something that causes healthy babies to turn cold in their cribs. Something that strikes at the heart of every parent's darkest fears. Something unexplained that is taking their children, one by one. Sally Montgomery has just lost her beautiful little baby girl. Lucy and Jim Corliss, bitterly divorced, have been reunited by a sudden disappearance of their son. An entire town waits to the edge of panic for their next child to be taken. They all know there must be a reason for the terror, but no one ever expected the God Project. So, there it is. That's my John Saul collection so far. There's a auction going on, and right now they are at the Peas, I think. so they haven't made it to the S's, but I will look for John Saul in that auction. But for books I'm most anticipating from all these books, I would say that number 1 is Hellfire. This one just sounds very interesting to me. The whole mill burning down and just a town rehashing old wounds, you know. Sounds very interesting to me. And this cover for me is just really pretty. I don't know, I don't know if this is a girl or a boy, but I think it's a girl because of the long hair. Or maybe it's a boy. Hold on. Maybe it's a boy and his face is slowly disintegrating. That might be it. It might be a boy. Anyways, it's very, very, very eerie. So that's the most excited John Saul book that's the John Saul book I'm most excited for. Then we got Nathaniel for number 2. You know, a ghost kid is pretty creepy, you know. I don't know how you write a 343-page book about a ghost kid, but he did it, so must be entertaining, I guess. And then number 3, I would have to say it's The Presence. You know, I would like to... This was probably a summer read, though, and summer's just about to end. So maybe next summer I'll get around to it. I'll probably read these other 2 John Saul books before it. I mean, we'll see. I got Douglas Clegg, Sean Hudson, a lot of Richard Layman's. I got a lot of books to read. I got a large TBR list that actually is kind of overwhelming, which kind of sucks because you don't want your TBR to overwhelm you. But right now I'm reading Flashpoint by George Fontaine, and I'm almost done with it. It's kind of a chore now. In the beginning it wasn't a chore, but now it is. So I don't know. But yeah, that's my collection of John Saul books. And I hope you enjoyed this collection video. I don't know what else to say other than I hope you have a wonderful day. And bye. See you guys.